Welcome to today's podcast. I'm here today with Zane Rhodes. What are you?
Uh,
You're the CEO?
President
President of Newpoint Gas.
Yes.
Okay, what does Newpoint Gas do?
We provide gas processing and treating solutions. So for natural gas, renewables, renewable natural gas, landfills, biodigesters, helium, hydrogen purification, basically anything to do with gases. We provide solutions, black boxes that provide purification or whatever contaminant removal that people need.
Oh, awesome. What do you like when you say you provide that? What kind of where is this? I'm assuming this is like some type of skid or something like that, and it's kind of a packaged equipment deal. Where are you installing this at?
Well, it depends on the process. So we're looking at some helium work where we're going to purify helium that's found in central Kansas, let's say. So there'll be a well site gathering system to a central location, and we'll provide a system that takes that from 1.5% to 99.9% helium, compress it, put it on tube trailers to be taken either for a liquefaction or to the end user. So we provide modules in the field for that. Sometimes it'll be at a landfill. So we do landfill purification.
So get helium from landfills?
No, this is for the natural gas side.
Okay.
Yeah, not many helium balloons are thrown away every year. So we'll do that, at the site of the landfill or the biodigester.
Okay.
We've done large facilities, which you would call like a straddle plant from a midstream standpoint, where a pipeline, system comes in.
Yeah.
You purify, so it goes into the interstate pipeline system. Those would be larger facilities. So we do a wide variety of sizes and technologies.
So from a landfill, what's the product off of a landfill? It's a methane. It's a methane,
It's
right?
a renewable natural gas. So the bacteria eat everything in an anaerobic situation, no oxygen. They're going to produce normally about 55% methane.
Yeah.
And the balance being CO2. And then the crazy thing is they also digest PVC, which is polyvinyl chloride, which makes chlorinated hydrocarbons.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
And then they also eat polytetrafluoroethylene, Teflon.
Teflon, yeah.
Which has a fluorine atom, so they make fluorinated hydrocarbons. And
oh, wow.
And so you have to take all these VOCs, volatile organic compounds, out. You got to take the H2S out.
Yep.
And then when you come to our catalytic oxygen removal system, we burn the oxygen out because you can't purify it. And the problem is if any of those fluorine or chlorine ions get there, we make hydrochloric and hydrofluoric acids, which are very good at dissolving things. So a lot of work we've done recently is helping people who've bought competitor systems with their metallurgies, trying to help them have longevity. In
the system.
Yeah. One of the competitors' air cooler lasted 3 days.
Because it just got eaten away?
Yeah. They actually had holes eaten through it in 3 days.
Wow.
So anyway, we do
all of that coming off of a landfill?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Landfills are
I did not know that.
And depending on what trash was there, what the bacteria are eating today, is what happens. So, we have a landfill that we did in the East Coast, and it's creating hydrochloric and hydrofluoric acid so concentrated that the pH is like 1.1. It's like concentrated acid coming off of this.
Wow.
And then, you'll be in a landfill.
How big are these landfills when you're talking?
Usually in the 3,000 to 10,000 SCFM. So.
Oh man, I don't know what that means. How big is
that? They're small. Well,
acreage.
Like size. Oh,
like
yeah.
What is the size of that?
A few hundred acres.
Okay, that's big.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of gas coming
But there's not a lot of gas
compared to traditional oil and gas.
Yeah.
So the last traditional system we did was an amine system for 200 million cubic feet. The landfill gas system that we did, the last one we did was for 4.5 million. And it was a bigger system.
And
it was a big for system. A landfill.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
When you look at the midstream world compared to the renewable world, the sizes are just completely different.
Okay. What are they? So once you pull that off, do you sell that product or what do you do with that?
Well, so they compress it, put it into a pipeline.
Okay.
And then so people buy this, in kind. It's not the actual molecules, which is funny, but they buy it in kind, and then they have a renewable energy credit. So the landfill or whoever owns the rights to that gas sells it, but also has, but since it's renewable natural gas, the value is much higher than if it were traditional.
Naturally. Okay.
So which justifies the massive amount of processing.
Yeah. Okay. Do you install these like at landfills all over the country?
Yes. Yeah, they're all over. We've just really gotten into this because landfills, this is my opinion, a lot of people done it from a promotion standpoint. So what's the cheapest we can get in and get this system up and running?
Okay.
And we wouldn't put our name on that. So we're more expensive than our competitors, a lot of our competitors, because we brought a midstream natural gas mentality into the biogas world.
Okay.
And it's a very different world.
It's a different world.
Yeah. If you're not 99.9% runtime, or at least 99% runtime in midstream, there's no way they're going to let you work.
Yeah,
but we've
right.
come in and help people, and they're like, man, if we get to 80% runtime, and you're like, if you could get to 80%, it's
we
different.
Do that all of the time.
Yeah. Well, but
that's a B.
Yeah, that's horrible, but like on a separator.
I guess that's not a B today's time. That would be like a what? Would that still be 80%? That's considered an A right now, right, Daniel? 80% would be an A right now.
Yeah, they're getting an A. What is your problem?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an young engineer come in, and he got it mostly right, and he was really proud. And I was like, no. There are all these problems. He's like, but I mean, what? I got like 95%. I'm like, what does that mean? Only 5 people die? And he's like, I didn't think about it that way. And you're like, yeah, we can't be wrong here.
It's a different world, I guess, when you get into the renewables, huh?
Yeah, well, but coming off of a separator, the level valve, right? So every world we work, if you're from a refinery background, that is a globe valve. Right?
Yep.
And it's, robust and everything else. In the biogas world, they do 2 ball valves in series because they know one's going to fail. But it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper. So when you go to my system, you see a true globe, stainless steel body, valve controller, all that.
Yeah.
And, that's going to cost X. You can put those 2 ball valves in there.
But one's going to fail.
One's going to fail, and then the other one's going to fail.
And the other one's going to fail. Yeah.
But it's...
One will fail first, and then later on, the other one.
But it's 10% the price.
Yeah.
So, so you look at it. So, we're bringing that mentality. So people are realizing that, hey,
Well, that's interesting. I mean, because, it's cheaper, maybe 10% the price up front, but then you got to think about all the maintenance and stuff that goes into that, right?
Downtime
and all that.
Yeah, but but it's something that people haven't looked at. In fact, we got into the biogas or landfill world because people, coming from traditional oil and gas knew about us, and they're like, we're having a problem at this landfill. We had a company call, and we're like, okay, so we show up, and they're like, this exchanger's lasting 2 months, literally. And you're like, well, what about this, and this? Well, I don't know. And so we provided a new exchanger. We redesigned it. Different materials, better materials, thicker tubes, just something as simple as thicker tubes in the exchanger.
Yeah.
Now it's lasting a couple of years. Still not great, but 2 months to 2
better.
years. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, we want to buy one of yours. And I'm like, you'll never buy it because it's more expensive. And they're like, do you realize how expensive downtime is? I'm like, and so, we sold 3 systems to that group because they're like, yes, it's more, but we know why now.
Yeah.
So
they kind of understand why. Oh, that's neat. Now I'm going to back up a little bit.
Sure.
What are you doing with helium? Because when I think of helium, I think of balloons.
Yes.
What else can helium be used for, and what are you doing with it?
Well,
why is it important?
Well, MRIs, cryogenics, rockets require a lot of helium.
Oh, are you doing some SpaceX stuff? That's what you're saying?
Well, no. Elon's been calling. I just can't tell him time to take his call, but maybe someday.
Yeah.
But no, that is one of the users that people talk about, investors. So interestingly enough, Iran got mad and they sent missiles to Qatar hit a couple of cold boxes, and those RAS gas trains provide 13% of the global helium.
Really?
And so helium's now much more expensive. So people that we've been talking to are like, hey, let's get this helium on the market. So helium is produced from the decay of radioactive products under the ground. And then it's very, very tiny molecules. So you have to have the right kind of geologic cap. And
I did not know any of this.
yeah, and then you drill a hole in the ground, and in the 50s and 60s, when they were just going everywhere and punching holes in the ground, they'd go non-flammable gas. And then, so now people are going back and going, I wonder why it wasn't flammable. And then they go and it's got nitrogen and helium and things like that. So, and there was a strategic helium reserve in Amarillo, and of course that was privatized a lot of years ago.
Years ago, right?
And but so that really set off a lot of different things. And there are actually party supply companies that are going out of business because they can't get enough helium.
Really?
Yeah. So
now they supplied 13% of the world's like global supply of helium. Is it rare?
yes.
It's kind of odd, right? Because
yeah.
you say like yes, but then I'm literally thinking balloons right now.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Like I bought a tank of helium at Walmart.
Yeah.
For my daughter's birthday.
And how much did it cost?
Oh, it was like $50.
Yeah. And
right, like a small little tank.
Yeah, and it was like what, 3 standard cubic feet or 10? Yeah, 3 or 10 standard cubic feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, compare that to the cost of natural gas at $2 to $3 a thousand.
Okay.
Yeah, so what happens is,
but with the use case, I guess, is like, you said it's in rockets and other things, like what is the main use of helium, I guess?
Well, MRIs is a very big one, cryogenic cooling. So liquid helium is what, 3 Kelvin or something.
Yeah.
So it's very cool. So you get to the superconducting regime, inerting, leak detection, a lot of industrial processes. So it's a big deal. And it, maybe it's produced in a lot of places in the world, but it doesn't have sufficient cap.
Yeah.
It doesn't, have a reservoir that it comes in. And so, people are chasing, 2% helium. Okay. And so it becomes economic. Yeah. So what we did is we did a crazy project for some really neat people that thought they had a special isotope of argon. Mm-hmm. And they're like, all we need is a cylinder of this at 5% argon to test, in Switzerland or wherever. And can you build something that does that? And we're like, well, yeah. So we processed 200,000 cubic feet of gas a day to get this from ppm levels, and it was powered with an extension cord. And they were like, really, you can do that? So then they told all
of their... This is a 120 volt extension cord?
Yeah, we powered, it was a big pressure thing.
Went down to Home Depot?
Literally, yeah. And we scavenged stuff from a processing plant. It was fun. But we did it, and they were wrong. It wasn't the same isotope. And we couldn't tell anybody that we were doing this, but they told everybody and their brother that we were able to process this.
That's awesome.
So that was like, well, let's do that with helium. So that's kind of how we got into that.
How you got into that.
It's just a different process of pressure swing absorption of purifying it. So if you have a limited resource, if you have millions of cubic feet, lots of pressure, and you can put in a big plant, you can spend a lot of money. But if you have a marginal well that's not, producing massive amounts of gas, it's remote, then you're not going to put that much money in. So we came up with a very low power process compared to what a lot of other people do. And the first plant we did was in 2002, and we're like 1/7 the horsepower required to do the same processing.
Oh, wow.
So installed horsepower is expensive.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So how long? So that's a good, I guess, segue. The first plant you did that was 2002. It's 2026. So how long have you been doing this?
Oh, about that long. So I was going to be a college professor in mechanical engineering. It was going to be great. And my family was in oil and gas. Our dad was not a good farmer. He wasn't a good gas station owner, but he turned out to be a really good plant operator. So we got into that. So that was what we talked about around the dinner table. My brothers, I have 4 brothers and sisters, all went into that. And I was going to be a professor. And my oldest brother bought out his partners in a gas treating company, and He's a really good salesman, and before I knew it, I was a
part of
owner,
that?
a part owner of a gas processing and treating. So we've come up with crazy ideas, built stuff all over the world, just having
That's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for over 20 years then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Now you said you wanted to be a professor. So
Yeah.
where'd you go to school? I'm going to get into your background. Where'd you go to school?
Texas A&M. Might have heard
Okay.
of that. Yeah.
I've never heard of that, and I don't have any listeners that know what Texas A&M is.
Any host.
Any hosts? There's no hosts.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, like, I think probably like 25% of Prolytics is from Texas A&M. I got to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
I can't get away from the Aggies. But they're great. You guys are great.
Thank
So you went there, and then you said you wanted to be a professor.
Yeah, I was dynamic systems and controls was what my graduate work was in. I was a
Okay.
lecturer for 3 years, and
So you were a professor.
well, I was a lecturer.
What's the difference? I don't know.
I didn't have a PhD, so I got paid very little, and but I still got to teach.
But
which
you
is
still
fun.
did the teaching. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun and really enjoyed it. So,
Okay. And you
yeah.
did that. Where'd you do that at?
At A&M,
You were a professor at A&M.
a lecturer at A&M,
Or a lecturer at A&M.
but I got a university-wide teaching award actually, which I
Did
thought
you
was
really?
cool. Yeah,
Well,
based on
that's-
student evaluations for a senior level mechanical engineering course, which I thought was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so no, I was happy with that.
So okay. So then going back, you weren't a professor. You were a lecturer at A&M, just to be clear.
Yes,
And then you got into business with your brothers
yep.
and your sisters. How big is your family?
There are 5 boys and a girl.
Okay.
So my oldest brother had started it. So at one time, all my brothers, my brother-in-law worked there. We now have our own companies. We work. My oldest brother and I still have a company together, but we do projects together all over and
All
have
over.
a lot of fun.
Nice. And you've been doing that for 20 plus years.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Almost know how to do it.
Almost know how to do
Yeah.
it. And now you're like a mad scientist in the process chemical world.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
that's the fun stuff.
And
I
you-
mean,
You went from mechanical to like the process chemical
yeah,
mad scientist.
yeah. We were
Pulling
privileged.
molecules out of the air.
Yeah, but we had some amazing people that we worked with through the years. Amazing process engineers, electrical engineers,
That's awesome.
and so I'm not saying they would all sigh when I walked into the room because I had a million questions. You know, because I
Yeah.
mean, we worked with brilliant people, and you just ask all these questions, and they're like, "Okay, Zane," but when they work for you, they have to answer your questions. So, so we had fun, but no, it's been, and I love to learn.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always that challenge of, well, why don't we do this? Well, no one's ever done that. Let's do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been fun.
So where is your home office at?
Columbus, Texas.
Okay, so you're from Texas.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, are you from Texas?
Yes, we are from Texas. My family, one of our ancestors signed the Texas Declaration of Independence. Yeah.
Oh, holy cow! You're literally
A real Texan.
like a frontiers Texasman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No. I
What
think,
part of Texas? Because there's different parts of Texas.
yeah. So from the Panhandle is,
Okay.
Lubbock area. We grew up, or my family's from west of Lubbock in that very bustling metropolis area.
I'm from Lubbock.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Whiteface, Littlefield,
Yeah.
Levelland, that,
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So I grew up in Lubbock and outside of Midland,
yeah.
the Midland Odessa area, so the
Yeah.
Permian Basin.
Yeah. So
Um,
no, it's that's where one of my grandfathers was a sharecropper in that
Okay.
area, and then other grandfather was a cowboy, and then he retired from that when he got too beat up and became a janitor and a school bus driver for Whiteface School District. So way
Nice.
back in the day, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate it. What's the name of the company again?
Newpoint Gas.
And I'm sure we can put your contact information on our podcast so that you
Yes.
can contact him and get your mad scientist chemical process engineering stuff done.
That would be great.
If that's all I have for today, unless you have any questions for me.
No, I didn't prepare any. I'm sorry.
No, okay. That's all I have for today, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you.